Channel or Showtime, and you'll pay only $28.90 a month. And your $5 reduced connection fee goes to Clark County Schools for the purchase of video equipment. Prime Cable and you can give more of what you're watching for this holiday season.
Brought to you by the GTE Everything pages. Businesses that want to be successful advertise in the GTE Everything pages. Those that don't.
ABC
and Channel 13
teaming up for sports.
Now stay tuned for ABC's college basketball game coming up on ABC television in just a few moments.
The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
The Palace in Michigan, the home of the Detroit Pistons, NBA champions. Today, the defending NCAA basketball champions are featured at the Palace. University of Nevada, Las Vegas, meeting the reigning Big Ten Conference champions, the Michigan State Spartans. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to basketball here on ABC Sports. UNLV won their first big test of the new season a few days ago when the NCAA reversed a ruling allowing the Rebels to defend their national championship, pushing any sanctions and penalties back to next season. And Dick Vitale, I bet you the world...
The only effervescent cold medicine that speeds 2 cold medicines to your sneezing and congestion while it sends Tylenol pain reliever to your aching body. New orange-flavored Tylenol Cold Effervescent, part of Tylenol's complete cold relief line. Nobody cares for your cold like Tylenol Cold.
What do you give a man who has the look, the touch, the smile, preferred stock from the house he steps in, the new, the now, the gift, preferred stock, the extra smooth cologne for an extra special man?
What's that fragrance you're wearing?
Make a statement without saying a word.
Reggie, Lewis, roller coaster jam. Lewis, around the world jam. Reggie, reverse jam.
That's reverse jam.
That's Reggie Lewis.
Dean Witter believed one thing that should distinguish his brokers is their ability to listen.
Listen not only to what our clients say, but what they mean.
I have a vision about retirement. I know
Each client has a level of comfort.
You know me, I'm a planner.
There is no greater dividend a firm can earn than the confidence of its clients.
Help me make some good decisions.
There are many ways to measure success.
We measure success one investor at a time.
ABC's College Basketball. Brought to you by Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping. By LA Gear, unstoppable in high-performance athletic footwear. And by Tylenol Cold. Nobody cares for your cold like Tylenol Cold.
The Palace, Auburn Hills, Michigan. Some 20,000 expected to watch the game today between UNLV and Michigan State. Now let's join Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Keith. Because there's such an array of talent in today's game, many NBA scouts and general managers such as Billy Cunningham, Bernie Bickerstaff, and Wayne Embry have come to watch these four marquee players. For Vegas, Greg Anthony, Stacey Augmon, and Larry Johnson. And for Michigan State, of course, we'll go with Steve Smith. Now, Dick and Keith, even though the scouts may disagree as to where these guys will go exactly in the draft, they all agree that you could be looking at 3, maybe 4 lottery picks. And guys, as far as I'm concerned, Larry Johnson has my vote for number 1.
Yeah, but the thing about it, Cheryl, you're honest enough to tell us one you'd pick. Those guys sitting up there in the crowd, they wouldn't tell you nothing.
They wouldn't tell us anything yesterday. We were talking to him, Keith. I'll tell you one thing. Cheryl's right. Larry Johnson would have been number 1 last year, but his loyalty to Vegas has all these kids. The loyalty to Jerry Tarkanian is absolutely amazing, especially in an era where everybody's me, me, me. But these Vegas kids hung through all of those legal ramifications.
Now, you saw the starting lineups. You take the height and bulk, and probably you'd get an equal or a slight advantage in that department for Michigan State. But you consider foot speed, quickness, experience, that's all UNLV. They're ready to go.
Dick Vaccaro throwing up the ball, Keith. He gets more television time than Johnny Carson. He's always on every big game.
He's a good official. The white-clad Michigan State Spartans control it and score first.
Great pass by Matt Stegenga.
Wayne Stevens gets the opening basket of the ball game.
And he gets the starting job today. He hasn't been starting. That's a walking
That's
violation.
a travel. The other 2 officials are John Moreau and Edwin Edsall. It's 3 very good officials working the ball game, and this is in a setting where it could get pretty emotional if the local team hangs in there. That's almost a turnover by Montgomery.
Man-to-man pressure defense. That's the trademark of UNLV, and it forced the turnover.
The practice yesterday by the Runnin' Rebels went on for a little over 2 hours, and virtually every minute of it had to do with defense. Defense, defense.
This guy teaches defense as well. Judd Heathcote does a solid job, but that is the trademark of Jerry Tarkanian. Play on a defensive end, get some conversions on the offensive end.
Larry Johnson inside the ball the first time today for 2.
He's a man inside. It's a total mismatch trying to check him. He's got the great body from out of Dallas, Texas. Certainly one of the real premier players in college basketball.
Number 11, Mark Montgomery, playing the point, bringing it up, and being hounded by Anderson Hunt. Open for the shot, Smith, that won't go down. Rebound, Stevens, second basket for him.
Wayne Stevens really has to contribute. They need some scoring from that baseline.
Gets Tarkanian off the bench. He wants to know how come they're not blocking out better. Here's Ackles, short, no iron on it. Ball taken away from Johnson, and the Spartans come out of backcourt, leading 4-2.
Tempo is really important in Michigan State. Getting a good high percentage shot like right there.
Stegenga is the way the family pronounces it. It's the most mispronounced name in America. And before the day's done, we'll do a tap dance on it, I'm sure. But the family calls it Stegenga.
So then we'll call it Stegenga.
Pass got away in the corner, and the Rebels will turn it over.
Hey, what a great move Stegenga made, taking it to the goal. Heathcote told me to call him Stagenga. Somebody else said Steigenga. Look at right here, Tarkanian. He's changed his image. He's dressing with long-sleeve shirts now. See, the winning the national championship has spoiled him. Look at him. He's not the guy that I thought he was.
Snowed outside. It's cold. Smith, good move. Gets free. Missed the shot. And a foul. And it's going to be on Smith. Over the back.
Smith is Mr. Versatility. He's such a dominant player. Last year, at the end of the year, Keith, he really started to take games over, like he did in their last win with Cincinnati, where he scored the last 9 points of the game, sparking them from an 18-point deficit.
Greg Anthony handles the ball out in front. Stacey Augmon, the Olympian. This is Ackles, the center. He's short with it. It's 2 shots he's taken, and both times he has missed the iron.
Keith, I don't understand why the 5th option in their offense early in the game is trying to shoot the basketball when they got 4 NBA stars. When you look at the other positions, there's Ackles. He's trying to get involved. Little air ball. He's probably saying that was a pass.
That's a reach-in foul by Stacey Augmon there, his first of the ball game. We anticipated that Smith might be guarded by Augmon. They were roommates at the World University Games a couple of years ago, but it's not Augmon on him. It's Anthony. Greg Anthony's guarding Steve Smith.
They're going to rotate some bodies on him before this game's over. Nice pass. Great look.
Montgomery. Back iron. Little push off by Popowski. Works all right. He got it. This is Stevens. He scored 2 baskets inside the big guy. No.
They need some points from that baseline out of Peplowski. A big space eater.
Augmon.
That's a la John Sally slam jam bam here from the Pistons. He's the best open court player in the game. In transition in the open court, no one does it better than Stacey Augmon.
Ball slapped loose. Here's Ackles. That one he can score.
It's Jam City, Keith. KJ, I'll tell you, they got some great athletes with superb quickness, and they make it happen with the defense.
Ackles out last year. Butler played the center spot. He left, finished his eligibility, and now George gets his turn at center.
Look at the pressure on the basketball, trying to force the 5-second turnover.
It's a relentless, just constantly tearing at you like that. Anthony steps on the sideline. 16:35 to go in the first half. 6-6 ball game. The tempo right now, pace right now, Michigan State's style.
Yeah, they like to play a tempo game right now. You're not going to go up and down the court with UNLV and beat them head-to-head. Not when you're out personnel like Michigan State is.
Montgomery inside, Popowski.
That was created with the 45-degree angle and a great entry inside by Montgomery.
8-6, Spartans to the lead. Mark Macon just scored in the Georgia Tech Temple game, his 2000th in his career. That's an air ball, and the Spartans bring it up.
Shaking Bacon. Macon is ranked right behind Steve Smith in his senior class as 1-2 in terms of the big guards in America.
Stagenga. Won't get it to go down. Augmon down court. Ball is picked off by Montgomery. Montgomery has been a dervish so far for Michigan State.
Keith, exactly what Judd Heathcote wanted to happen has happened early. His team is hung and played some good basketball to get the crowd into the game a little bit here.
Stagenga gives it to Montgomery, goes up over the top. Rebound swept out of there by Larry Johnson. Long lead pass down to Anderson Hunt. Hunt slammed to the floor hard. He's all right. He bounces right up. Count the basket, and the foul goes on Popowski or Stagenga. Was it Matt? Yeah, Stagenga.
Hunt is really an outstanding player in transition. He's got great body strength. He takes that ball up against Stagenga, who's a big, strong body himself. He converts it and scores. He's back home again. He's from Detroit, played at Southwestern High School. I spoke to his high school coach a little bit earlier, Perry Watson, where they were ranked earlier this year, #1 in the nation, but they got beat the other day.
I'm not sure anybody gets down the court any faster than Hunt.
That's what you were telling me yesterday in practice. You were impressed with him. Just a blur. What a game he had in that final game, that 30-point blowout over Duke. He locked up Bob Hurley.
9-8. UNLV leads by 1.
There are 2 kinds of gift givers at Christmas. The ones that give shirts and ties.
And the ones that shop at Radio Shack, where this stereo music system with dual cassette players is only $149.95. And here's the perfect speaker for my nephew's apartment. Just $39.95.
The girls will love this phone, only $14.88. And the stool-powered calculator, $8.88. I think he'll like it more than a time.
The Christmas electronics sale, only at Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping.
They say drink plenty of fluids. Swallowing's total pain.
To stop sore throat pain fast, Advanced Formula Chloraseptic has the power of phenol. It penetrates nerve endings to work on contact, so it gives the fastest relief. And nothing lasts longer. Advanced Formula Chloraseptic works fastest, and nothing lasts longer. For fast relief when you're away from your spray, also try great-tasting Chloraseptic lozenges.
Come on along, I'll take you to the lullaby of Broadway. The hickory and ballyhoo.
The lullaby of Broadway.
And in the center of it all
is the Milford Plaza.
Stay at the Milford Plaza Hotel with cocktail, dinner, and breakfast for $49.50 per person. Discover why we are the lullaby of Broadway.
The Milford Plaza is the lullaby of all Broadway.
Welcome back once again to our ABC College Basketball Studios in New York. I'm John Saunders. Some of you watching the golf earlier today on ABC. Mike Hill and Dale Douglas tied at 11 under par. Chichi Rodriguez at 10 under, 5 at 8 under. Tomorrow you can see the final round at 2. Right now, let's go back to Keith and Dick. 15-19 to go in the first half, as you can see. This is the first lead for the Runnin' Rebels at 9-8. Bunch of defensive pressure. They like to pressure the basketball, deny on the wings, and really help out inside. Oh, they had an offensive foul. He got it. Dick Paparo got it. Great call by Paparo. Dragging was blocking back for a moment there. I'll tell you, he's an outstanding student as well, but he's been really not a consistent player. I don't believe this kid realizes how good he can be, Keith. He's got tremendous talent. He's quick, he can jump, and he can shoot the basketball. He'll figure it out in time, I'm sure. Anthony for 3, and he buries it. Greg Anthony's a born leader. He knows how to win. He's an entrepreneur right now. He's not on scholarship. He gave up his scholarship because there's a rule in the NCAA that you cannot have a scholarship while you're earning money, and he has his own manufacturer's business of all kinds of T-shirts, etc. He also has a real estate license. He's an entrepreneur. He's a politician. He's going to be governor. Governor Anthony. Smith can't get one. And the Rebels run it. Hawkman, great body control. He's the trail man in a transition game, and he can really finalize. I love the way he runs the court. What an amazing starting 5 they have. 6-point lead now for UNLV. Look at that defensive pressure. Constant harassment. 12-2 run now. 12-2. They're getting the motor running. I really think when you talk about the great coaches and teaching defense, Jerry Tarkanian has to be right there. Look at this, outscored Michigan State 12-2, and it's been due to their defensive pressure. Steichinger bringing it in. How would you like that to harass you every minute while you're on the floor? It won't go down. It's off the back iron, and Larry Johnson clears the board. Greg Anthony looking for Anderson Hunt. Hunt had stopped, and the ball goes out of bounds. That performance they had against Duke last year was amazing. In fact, Jerry Tarkanian's team was only really tested once, I thought, in a run for the national championship, and that was by Ball State. Yep. Parrish Hickman is in the ball game right now, 6'7", 220-pound junior from Detroit. And Smith can't get one yet. They're having a tough time getting Smith some good shots. They got that for him last year with Kirk Mann shooting the three-point shot. Inside, they want Johnson to have one. Larry hasn't scored. He's a very unselfish player. Steichinger brings it off the board, brings it up the court. Hook won't go down. A rebound. Hickman picks it up, muscles it up. Air ball, rebound. Ackles. Anthony handles it. Hogman. Thought maybe a little walk-in violation, a little dance. Larry Johnson gets one. He's unstoppable if he can get the ball in that deep. He has versatility that he can play on a perimeter as well. I was teasing him. I said, Larry, you're only about 6'5". You're not 6'7". He looks like Mike Tyson. Good weightlifting. Oh, nice pass. Oh, he should have hesitated. Oh, he shouldn't have hesitated. Count it.
goaltending. He got away with it. It was a goaltending call, but he should have taken the ball right up to the basket. They get the ball down to him on a box. Now look, right here. See, he's hesitating. He's hesitating. You know why? He was intimidated by
Larry
Mr. Johnson.
Like standing under a tree with cones falling off.
He looks like he can be a heck of a tight end, doesn't he?
His future's right there in the short britches.
And big, big money.
Augman now with 6 points in the ball game.
Everybody said Augman can't shoot the ball well enough to be a real pro. I'll tell you right now, he's going to be an outstanding wing player. He can really run the court. He can guard people. Takes pride in playing on a defensive end.
He's a tough guy.
He's a winner.
Good pass down on the baseline to Stevens. He drops it off. Montgomery can't get it, and a whistle and a foul.
See the difference last year, Keith? They would kick that ball out, and it would be in the hands of Kirk Mans, and it was automatic because Mans was an unbelievable shooter from the wing.
Foul is on Eccles of UNLV.
Look at these records in the tournament last year. Most points, most assists, block shots, winning margin in the final by 30. John Wooden said it was one of the greatest performances he ever witnessed in a final game.
So did Mike Krzyzewski.
Well, he better say it.
Anderson Hunt, who gets a lot of points in that neighborhood right there. He scores a lot. He's a hanger. He hangs around that basket.
Well, that's a good point, Keith. With their kind of personnel, he can release to the basket. They're trying to run a little weave to get this guy a one-on-one situation.
Put his elbow in the sternum of Stacey Augman and gets 2.
He's a tremendous talent. He really is. He's the best big guard in the nation. In fact, my guard combination All-American was Kenny Anderson and Steve Smith.
Number 23 in the ball game now for UNLV, and scoring there is Everett Gray. You're going to hear a lot about him. 6'7", 220. He's out of Riverside College. And was an outstanding high school player.
He's an athlete. He's a runner and a jumper, and they need some help on that bench. They get a guy eligible, as we look at Augman here, but they get a guy eligible, 7'1", Mr. Elmore Spencer on December 20th.
Maybe 6'10" Melvin Love as well. So that'll add to their bench. That is Stacey Augman's second personal foul. Timeout.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike. Fresh news, Joe.
I was afraid to go to the doctor. I didn't want to hear that I might have an ulcer, but I just couldn't ignore my stomach. You can imagine how relieved I was when my doctor said Mylanta. He told me it wasn't an ulcer. It was indigestion. And indigestion like mine needed a strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
David, pleasure meeting you.
Clint Eastwood. Charlie Sheen.
That was your new partner.
You're kidding me. The Rookie.
Looks like you forgot to dry off behind your ears this morning.
He took a new kid.
Beer, please.
And made a hero out of him.
This is where the fun starts.
The Rookie. Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
For over 30 years, he has remained one of golf's most enduring and universally renowned athletes. Arnold Palmer, the man and the legend, an ABC Sports Special tomorrow.
A 10-point lead for UNLV at 11:20 to go in the first half. Michigan State brings comfort to the floor when they have their times out. They sit down on little camp chairs.
Well, the reason they do that, Keith, is to get the players away from the crowd on the sideline. And Judd feels that he can give them better instructions. I think right now, when you look at Judd's team, they're going to have to find a way to get some good perimeter offense.
Good passing underneath, though, maybe too much, because they're able to get to Smith and spoil it. Muscled up, however, by Hickman.
Hickman's a guy that's got to give him some QT quality time. He's got great athletic ability. They don't feel he's really played well in terms of practice. And with Judd Heathcote, you got to be a practice player as well as a game player.
He's got 4 points in the ball game. Augman drops it off. Let's go down for Gray, and it's out of bounds.
I think one of the great assets of Jerry Tarkanian, Judd Heathcote wants the foul. He's hitting the hand. But is the fact that Jerry Tarkanian does a great job getting these players who are star players to play together.
Ackles is out. Well, he's taken a chance on a lot of them, and as he says himself, that's what started the whole thing. John Q way back when.
I called him Father Flanagan. I laid that nickname because he says, hey, you got a problem? Come on down. I'll give you a chance. That's what America's made for.
Augman looks inside, goes to Johnson against Paplowski. Too quick for the big guy. He gets the foul on him, and as he goes to the line, let's go to Cheryl Miller.
All right, thanks a lot, Keith. With me is a man who definitely needs no introduction, Isaiah Thomas. And Isaiah, what do you think so far of a UNLV?
UNLV has a pro team. They can definitely play at the pro level. The thing I like about them is when they get the ball off the boards, they don't mess around. They get it down court, they score. They run a pro-type offense. Everything's spread out. They move the basketball well. They shoot well. They got every position covered.
You sound like a coach.
I sound like one of them guys who don't want to play against UNLV.
Well, what do you think about Larry Johnson?
Larry Johnson, he reminds me a lot of Dennis Rodman. He's just a workaholic. He goes out, he works every night. And the thing that impresses me most about him is that he seems to never get tired, and he can consistently keep up that intensity level. And that's pretty hard to do. Most people can't keep that high energy level up for 48 minutes, and I guess they're playing 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
So he's a very impressive player.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Isaiah. When are you guys going to win again?
Soon.
All right, let's go back to you, Keith and Dick.
All right, Wyshynski just popped one in. He's been starting, but has not been shooting well. They just nailed one there. There's Larry Johnson.
I tell you, we had Isaiah as Larry hits the jump shot. My problem, I got fired by the Piston, Keith. My backcourt looked like you. They shot like you instead of Isaiah Thomas. I mean, I tell you, I look at Isaiah, what a tremendous player. But they've lost 6 of their last 7.
Johnson picks it off. Paplowski can't handle him.
Look at him.
Too quick a foot.
Again, keyed by their defense. The great anticipation. Yep. They rotate into the passing lane. They shoot the gap, and they get the conversion in transition. Look at that defense. Look at that defense.
Out of bounds, Michigan State.
Now watch the anticipation here by Larry Johnson. Look at his mobility. He comes into the passing lane. There's Paplowski, the big guy, chasing him. He says, it's no contest, baby. That's an NC. Look at him. I think we ought to hook him up against Mike Tyson for a championship heavyweight fight. He used to be a fighter, this kid, when he was 12 years old. He said he used to love boxing.
Yeah, but there's a heck of a difference between 12-year-old. Steve Smith gets another one.
They got to get him some shots. They got to find a way to get him open by laying some screens.
Lead is 10 again at 28-18. Off the foot of Montgomery.
You know, I look at Michigan State and I think about the way we all rated them so high, as Judd tried to tell us that they basically should not be that high, losing Kirk Mans and Kenny Redfield. I think of Alabama, the same thing. They lost the kid Keith Askins, and they've struggled.
Yeah. Johnson won't get it. Rebound, good rebound by Hickman, and the Spartans move it up. You know, actually, Michigan State's 3-3 because they lost an exhibition game to the athletes that actually were home, too. So.
They lost to Bowling Green and Nebraska, who play each other tonight. Danny Nee's doing a great job with Nebraska. Turnover.
Turnover by Michigan State. Larry Johnson has 10 points today. It's the 43rd consecutive game in which the big guy has been in double figures. He's out of Dallas instead.
Skyline High School, originally committed to SMU, but then they said he couldn't play his freshman year because there was a question mark about his SATs. Went to junior college, Odessa, and the rest is history. He's a beautiful kid, too. That's what I love about him.
3-point, in and out, rebound Hickman.
Hey, he's playing. Hickman is earning some playing time.
Long lead to Becky.
That was a great catch, Keith. That was a tough catch.
Right back down the court. Gray is fouled by Paplowski. Stack and go with the basket at the other end. Looked like the Rebels would answer, and they didn't.
Well, no one rotated back defensively in transition. Steigenger's going to make a great catch. Oh, there's the block right here. Peplowski, but hits him with his body. Peplowski went to a real outstanding high school.
You know what? Montgomery gets marked for that foul, Dick.
They got Montgomery on it? I missed that, baby. Ray, not really a good shooter.
Tomorrow, ABC Sports presents a special report, Athletes and Addiction, It's Not a Game. Jim McKay takes an in-depth look at the destructive disease and shares personal experience of the athletes on their road to recovery. Some make it, some don't. Tomorrow at 5 Eastern, 4 Central, and Pacific on ABC Sports.
All young people should watch that. I know I'm going to watch it, and I know I'm going to suggest that my daughters watch it. I hear it's very, very moving.
It's terrifying. Good pass, good sharp pass to Smith. He's fouled.
Steve Smith had a lot of help last year. Right now, offensively, they're a little bit one-dimensional. Smith, the pros love him, Keith. They love his great size and his versatility.
Look at that.
Yeah,
DePaul was kicked sideways the other night down in Louisville, and now they're coming again back against UCLA, which is yet to lose this year. And Georgetown, we noted a while ago, lost today to UTEP.
Yeah, Georgetown got beat. That was at home. I understand Alonzo Mourning played as well.
That foul was on Larry Johnson, his first in the ball game. First free throw by Smith is good.
I asked Judd Heathcote, I said, Keith, I said, how do you compare this guy to Magic Johnson? He said, Dick, next question. You don't compare anybody to Magic Johnson.
I would agree. In all ways.
Just a born winner.
Great human being.
1979, that great matchup against Larry Bird.
Ackles got one. George finally got it high enough, and it fell in.
He shot a little line drive. It's going to be interesting to watch the battle going on between Ackles and Elmore Spencer when Spencer gains his eligibility on December 20th.
31-22 now.
That's a forces it. Yeah, that's a poor shot.
Rebound to Johnson again. Here's Greg Anthony. Go. Good pass. And fumbled by George. I don't think George really expected it in that much traffic. And they turn it over with 7:44 to go. And the Hart's holding his head.
What is the image of a rebel? These are the images of a rebel. Canon's revolutionary new autofocus EOS Rebel. So easy to use, you can stop taking snapshots and start taking photographs.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel from Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
What a feeling, feeling fresh.
Introducing Fix-It-N Fresh with a crisp, clean feeling and a stronger hold than any other cream adhesive. A fresh new feeling and stronger hold are two new reasons to Fix-It-N and forget it.
This is how easy it is to collate a mailing on an IBM laser printer. And how easy is it to collate with our major competitor? Probably now isn't the best time to ask. IBM laser printers. Suddenly, nothing else measures up.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
The big guns head west for the duel in the desert. Alonzo Mourning leads Georgetown against the Buckeyes from Ohio State next Saturday on ABC's College Basketball.
You've heard of face guarding? Well, watch Parrish Hickman here trying to handle George Ackles. What Parrish actually needs is a corn broom.
I'll tell you one thing, he tries to block his vision. You see this right here? He tries to block his vision, but Ackles says, that doesn't bother me, Parrish. I'm going to shoot it right over the top, a little line drive, and there's the jump shot. I was just thinking, Keith, you know, you think about UNLV and the championship, and you think of the run for the NCAA title. What makes is Ohio State gets another win, Cupcake City. But basically, when you look at UNLV, I don't think anybody could beat them 4 out of 7 if it was like the NBA. But in a one-game shot, you'll never, ever know. But I think that's what makes college basketball so special. 4 out of 7, they're a lock to win the championship.
Especially if they get Spencer back. They will have a better bench than they had last year.
That's what makes the college game so really exciting, is that the best team doesn't automatically win a national championship. There's a guy that knows about a national championship. 1979, Indiana State, Michigan State.
Montgomery drops one through there. That's his first basket of the ball game.
Good penetration by Montgomery to get into the 3-second area. They really like to run a little weave to get that high percentage shot at the foul line area.
Inside to Johnson. He's got 10. That's short.
Peplowski really bothered him with his size right there.
It's off the hand of Hickman, out of bounds.
Defending champs, remember Michigan? Steve Fisher remembers this. 4 returning starters, 3 NBA first-rounders. They finished 23-8. In fact, they finished 3rd in the Big Ten. Look at UNLV, returning 4 starters. I think right now you'll see a different look with UNLV. I think Jerry Tarkanian has them so motivated that they're going to really play with intensity all year long. This guy's a master.
I'll tell you what,
master.
We were over there yesterday watching practice. I mean, I don't know how come they don't have 6 fist fights at practice, because they just knock the tar out of each other.
But the one thing he preaches is players have great love for one another. They really are a family concept.
Johnson.
This guy can play.
Larry Johnson squawking because he don't get a foul call there, because he felt there were 2 guys hanging on him, and he didn't get a foul call down there, but he just got a technical called on him for complaining about it.
Look at Jerry, says, technical on us? I don't mind guy Larry. He's harmless. He's a great kid. Look at Jerry there. There's Tim Gerkerich, the outstanding
that was
assistant.
a little quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did call the trigger. Look at him coming down. He said, I'm an All-American. I'm supposed to be able to say something. I'm not a new player. Everything you've done tonight.
You know, you must have been something before. You know that? I don't think a man would call a tee that quickly unless something had been said previously.
Steve Smith going to the free throw line, rated by all the NBA scouts right now the best big senior guard in America. Number 2, Mark Macon. Number 3, LaBradford Smith. And number 4, Kevin Lynch from out of Minnesota, where he's doing an outstanding job for Clem Haskins again. They're undefeated.
Here's what Larry Johnson was talking about now. Down inside, he's in the paint. Now look at this.
3 guys. I mean, they got 3 guys hanging on him. He said, give me a break. He points to the officials. Come on, give me a break.
Spartans trying to get a basket to follow the tee, and they don't do it. Shot is blocked. Now, what they did probably is wake up the Rebels.
And you don't want to do that.
Anderson Hunt. They hit 23 of those the other night against Nevada Reno.
131-80, and they said Jerry took it easy.
On the road, the first 2 wins. And you know, going to Reno is not a gimme.
Hey, UAB in that first game really disappointed me. Great look.
Peplowski.
They got to get him involved offensively. He's got good mobility. He's had 4 knee operations.
Back to 9 points now at 36-27.
I'm going to tell you why later. That UAB game bothers me, Keith.
Johnson forces that shot. This time he gets a foul, and the foul is on 54. Peplowski, that's his 2nd. Steigenga has 2 as well.
Peplowski really has the great strength around the basket. If they can get him the ball around the basket, he can score. We watched a little penetration right now. Dump in the lane. There's Montgomery with good vision, and there's the big wide body. What a space eater. Let me tell you why that UAB game bothered me. They played the night before on a Friday night. I don't think this is fair to any athlete. Friday night against Auburn, and you know what an Auburn game is against UAB. Had to leave 6 in the morning the next day to play Saturday in Vancouver, Canada against UNLV Cash. And that, to me, is sad. No team should be punished like that.
People scheduled
sad.
Who's it? Bartow? Gene Bartow, right?
Well, I'm mad at Gene. I got to talk to Gene, and I love Gene. I don't think for a cash payout of about 75 G's, it's fair to those kids.
Steve Smith pops it up. Back iron. Goes high for the rebound. Can't get it. There's a foul. And the foul is whistled on Dwayne Stevens of Michigan State. That's his first.
Stevens, a defensive player out of Ferndale High School, gave him a lot of quality minutes last year in their run to the Big Ten championship.
7 fouls now on Michigan State. 17 fouls.
I mean, you don't have a chance to beat UNLV if everything's equal, but you got to leave 6 in the morning and go from Birmingham, Alabama to Vancouver. That is a pretty tough task.
It's a pretty task.
There's Kentucky. I got him Tuesday night against Indiana. Rick Pitino really doing an amazing job getting maximum out of his team.
Johnson with that characteristic little pause just before he releases the free throw, and he's become quite a good free throw shooter.
He's ranked right now the best power forward among the NBA scouts. Right behind him, they have Dale Davis, Doug Smith from out of Missouri, who I really like. Doug Smith, he's a Detroit kid.
11-point lead now for the Rebels.
I think Johnson's going to be a three-man in the NBA because I don't believe he's big enough in terms of size to play the power forward slot.
They got Montgomery to pick up his dribble, and they take it away from him. Ackles slams it.
How many times have we seen that already? If you were to chart and evaluate, you would come up with a lot of points off the initial steal and the anticipation and the defensive pressure.
Montgomery, good pass inside. Stevens scores for Michigan State.
Great look by Keplowski.
40-29, 5:08 to play in the first half.
See great teams like Louisville when they won their national championship, and you look at UNLV, they get a lot of points out of defensive pressure and a lot of points on the offensive boards as a walk-in violations called on Mr. Johnson.
Montgomery brings it up. Anthony picks him up at midcourt. They won't press full court.
Best defensive guard combination in America, Anthony and Mr. Hunt.
Stevens in the corner with Johnson on him. Pinnock is in the game for the first time for his partner, number 12, Andy Pinnock. Yeah, but those shooters haven't been shooting. They've been shooting, but they haven't been counting for Judge team.
They've been really struggling shooting the basketball a lot because they haven't been getting good shots.
That wasn't a good shot there.
No, shot selection is so important. All the good teams take high percentage shots. When you talk about the Indianas, the North Carolinas.
That's a good shot, but it's short. Rebound Ackles. George fumbled it. Lost it.
Center the ball. Center it. Center it. Ah, not a good play.
Call a blocking foul. All he had to do
was center the basketball and then cut without it, get it back, where they had another open player, Pinnock.
Tomorrow at 2 Eastern, 1 Central and Pacific, ABC Sports presents final round coverage of the New York Life Champions, top seniors' last chance to grab a piece of $1 million pie. 4 Eastern, 3 Central and Pacific. And then it's Arnold Palmer, the man and the legend, spent an hour with one of the most enduring and intriguing athletes of our time. All tomorrow here on ABC Sports. Ooh, they're shooting 65s down there yesterday. Al Geiberger had a 65.
That's in your league, I hear. They tell me that's your league.
Yeah. I can go about 65 will get me through about 12 holes. Maybe. On a good day. Lob in, Steigenga. Good.
Steigenga. We'll call him Steigenga. Steigenga. He says, just put it in a book any way you want, coach, as long as you put in a deuce.
Augman on top.
See, Michigan State's not going to get a
Ray's back in. Little head fake. Gets Hickman in the air, and then they throw it away. We also have Wallman in the game for UNLV. We'll tell you about him when we come back.
These days, there are more pain relievers than ever. But last year, more people switched to Tylenol gel caps than any other. Why should you switch? All the extra strength pain relief of gel caps has been concentrated, then covered by a smooth gelatin coating, which makes them so easy to swallow. Extra strength Tylenol gel caps. Concentrated, powerful, easy to swallow. Join the switch to Tylenol gel caps.
One day there was just too much gray. I thought, should I or shouldn't I? I didn't. I was afraid it might look phony. I wanted natural-looking color, and I wanted to do it right, with no pouring and mixing. Nobody else could give me what I wanted until Clairol Option Instant for Men. I figured if it's from Clairol, I could trust it. I could. I went from gray to my natural-looking color in 5 easy minutes. My hair looks great, feels great. When I look in the mirror, I don't see gray. I see me.
Do it right with Option, also in gradual formula. It starts with the right attitude.
Look for the star. Starter Sportswear.
The
Rams handed the 49ers their only loss this season. Now San Francisco wants them to know it's payback time. They meet on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Stacey Augmon, one of the Rebels who passed up the big bucks and stayed in school this year. He commented yesterday about it.
Well, I felt that it was a very easy decision for me because I made a promise to my mother and I made a promise to the university when I signed a letter of intent that I was going to, finish the 4 years out. And I pretty much keep my promises, which I did this time.
Stacey Augmon.
That's the loyalty. They really have tremendous loyalty to Jerry Tarkanian. They really do. He said that he absolutely felt like crying when they announced that they would rather not play in the tournament than play without him as their coach. There's that little weave. They run a little weave. See a little weave, try to get a one-on-one setup.
Hickman sets a good solid screen trying to free Smith. He gets to the baseline, but out in front, Matt is loose, and he dumps it off, leaving it to Montgomery. 4-3.
Montgomery, not normally a good shooter, but he hit 5 threes last year against the Fighting Illini of Lou Henson. He's got to be a little bit more consistent. I'll tell you, Keith, the last 4 minutes, to me, is an important segment of the game.
Well, the crowd's back in it right now, too, because it's only a 6-point lead for the Rebels.
And UNLV has not been able to knock them out. When in doubt, go to the big horse. A little inside-outside play.
That's Anthony. Nope. Gray had it for a moment. Smith trying to save it.
They were 18 down against Cincinnati Thursday night, Michigan State, and showed a lot of guts and heart on the road to come back and win that game at a buzzer in a controversial game. Pico said we deserved one with the clock.
Yeah, he low averages at least, huh?
They lost a tough one last year.
Inside 3 minutes now to go in the first half, and it's good.
Have so many options. When they need the big basket, they go to their money players, either a Larry Johnson or a Stacey Augmon.
Augmon has 8 now in the ball game at 2:40 to go in the first half. Wallman, the freshman, went back out. When he comes back in, we'll tell you about him. He's the only freshman on the squad. Good pass to Steigenga. He leaves it for Stevens, and he's blocked off by Larry Johnson.
See, right now, Smith's got to come and get the basketball. Steve Smith's got to want the ball. He's standing. He's not aggressive enough offensively. He's trying to post a little guard.
Well, he's got Anthony posted down there, but the Spartans throw it away. And there's a foul on Montgomery.
He has him posted, but he's not really working in the post area to try and get free for the basketball.
Montgomery. Well, Michigan State just sort of went flat-footed that time when they got down, didn't they?
Yeah, that's a big possession. You get the ball in a situation like this, coming down the stretch, you're down 8, you're a big All-American, your Rolls-Royce player's got to come and want the rock. He's got to really come to the ball.
42-34 at 2:13 to go, and on the line is Anderson Hunt.
I really like Hunt's game. I love his defensive stance. I love his ability to score. He was the MVP of the Final Four last year.
Washensky is in now, and Montgomery is out for the Spartans.
Here's a look at Anderson. Played in high school with Terrence Wheeler, doing a solid job for Bill Freda in Arizona State. They only got 1 loss. They lost to Drake. That's their only loss.
Guys, nice
Look at Petey Corella. You kidding me? There's one of the great coaches in America.
Yeah, he gets Las Vegas at Las Vegas on Wednesday night.
I'll tell you, what a contrasting style of play. You watch Petey Corella on one side with that real ball control offense, and Jerry Tarkanian. I'll tell you, talk about intimidating places, though. UNLV is a special environment when they turn those lights out.
Smith with the ball. In the corner it goes. Washensky is open after the fake and rings it. That's 2.
That's why they want him on the floor, to give him a little bit more perimeter offense. He can shoot the ball.
Augmon takes it in.
Oh, that's a big league move. He's a slasher. He's a crasher. He's a high wire man.
Steigenga was the man that he just blew right by him.
Great first step. Great first step to the basket. So here's Smith trying to back him down. A little shake and bake. You got to lay a screen for him. Help him out.
Steigenga inside. Ball is slapped out of there by Ackles. Count it.
Count the basket. Ackles 2 years ago had 64 block shots. Jerry likes him, says a great kid, hasn't played a whole lot of basketball. He didn't come out for basketball until his junior year of high school.
He was up above the basket. Way up.
Junior college play out of Garden City West, out of Kansas.
Inside Johnson. That's a foul on Stevens.
Keith, this is why they're an outstanding basketball team. In the last 2 possessions, the game got a little bit close. What did UNLV do in their half-court offense? They go to a drive by Stacey Augmon. They get him in a one-on-one situation. Here it is right here. There's the great drive, the first step. No one rotates over. Poor job defensively by Stevens, 31. Next possession, what do? They go inside to Larry Johnson.
And he's on the line at 1:16 to go in the first half and a 10-point UNLV lead at 48-38.
This guy can average 30 points a game if he wanted to, but with all the blowouts that UNLV will have this year, he won't get the necessary point totals because the points will be spread among all the other players.
Smith will walk it up now at 48-38.
Look at that help defensively.
None.
Forced it and got it. Great help defensively, and he scored. He showed why he's a big-time NBA prospect right there in that maneuver.
He got his great extension at the top of his jump.
Great kid as well.
Gray can't get it. That's a foul on Johnson, I guess. Larry's laughing about it. No, it'll go back to Stevens, and that'll be 3 on Dwayne Stevens.
Steve Smith, one-on-one right now. He blows by the first guy trying to check him. Now look at 4 people. Larry J says, you can try and check me too, Larry. You can't check me. There he goes, up with the deuce. Curry Kirkpatrick wrote a great story about Steve Smith for Sports Illustrated.
It's 2 shots here. It's 10 fouls on Michigan State.
They're in a bonus.
Checks back into the Spartans lineup.
Peplowski went to a great high school. I said a little bit earlier, De La Salle High School. They have a great model. The builders of boys and the makers of men. And I got that from a good friend of mine, Frank Smith, who I got to know when I coached in Detroit, and loves that high school, but they do a tremendous job academically.
49-40, UNLV.
That's so unusual, the way he hesitates on that free throw.
Yeah, it is.
You would think
like
it was
off balance.
Yeah, you would think it would break his rhythm to his shot. Watch this hesitation. See, he stops. I don't like that. He scores there, but I just don't like that kind of release. See, right now, they got to try and get somebody to lay a big screen for him. Maybe rotate a Peplowski to use his body to help him with a screen to get him free.
Dick Paparo whistles it. It's on the Rebels. Greg Anthony, his first personal of the ball game.
I like Paparo because he's an honest guy. Doesn't look at Jerry Tucker. Look at him sweating. A little perspiration. You know why I like him? The other day, he blew a call in a game I had, Wake Forest and Villanova. First thing he did when he see me today, he said, don't even get on me. I blew it. I blew it. I knew I blew it. That's why he's one of the best. We can admit when we make mistakes. It's been a story of my life. I've blown a lot.
Here's Wyszynski now. There's still no screens out on top for these shooters.
See, they're switching on that screen up on top.
Zuloff is in the ball game as well. He's a shooter.
He's got good athletic ability. Here's the clock running down. I think most guys in America will tell you right now, Tarkanian does the greatest job in the country teaching defense.
Too much passing. Why didn't the big man take it up there? He finally gets it, but he almost came out of there empty because he passed it one time too many.
A little hesitation by Peplowski before he took it as we look at an air ball.
So, the Michigan State Spartans here in the first half proved themselves competitive. They trailed by only 8 at 50-42 to the defending national champion UNLV Running Rebels.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
ABC's College Basketball, brought to you by Sharp Electronics Corporation. From sharp minds come sharp products. We'll be back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Introducing the Sharp 12 times Jet Zoom camcorder. Most camcorders stop here, but only Sharp's exclusive Jet Zoom camcorder zooms this close, this fast, with cat's eye optics for low light shooting. Unlike those little camcorders, it's easy to replay your videos. Just pop in the VHS cassette. No messy wires, no complicated adapters. Nobody gets you closer faster. The Sharp Jet Zoom camcorder.
Only one antiperspirant in the world helps keep you so dry with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. Only one deodorant in the world has so many odor-fighting ingredients with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. There's only one Old Spice.
Enemy in the open.
If the communications data isn't programmed right, 5,000 troops could be cut off.
Enemy forces scattered.
But I'd never let that happen to my brigade.
Come on along, I'll take you to the lullaby of Broadway. The hickory and ballyhoo.
The lullaby of Broadway.
And in the center of it all
Is the Milford Plaza.
Stay at the Milford Plaza Hotel with cocktail, dinner, and breakfast for $49.50 per person. Discover why we are the lullaby of Broadway.
The Milford Plaza is the lullaby of all Broadway.
Sunday, Corky enters a bike race.
That race is for experienced riders.
I want to show I can ride as good as anyone else.
But he may be jumping the gun.
Don't worry, Dad, it's still early.
Life goes on. Then,
on the next spontaneously funny, crowd-pleasing America's Funniest Home Videos, you'll laugh, you'll laugh, you'll laugh. That's at least 3 laughs.
it's an all-new, all-hilarious America's Funniest Home Videos, followed by America's Funniest People.
This Sunday.
Sir, unlike most people, you don't use the GTE everything pages. Why is that?
Well, it's because I have 5,000 to 6,000 books here that do the exact same thing. Climb aboard. They help me find everything, just like your book does. Name a topic.
Auto repair.
Yes.
Restaurants.
Yes.
Animal husbandry.
Yes. Whoa!
People who want to simplify their lives use the GTE everything pages. Those who don't, don't.
The tradition of dining at Binion's Horseshoe. Great service, great food, great prices. Like our $2 steak and our $2 breakfast, the best in Las Vegas. Or Italian cuisine with pizzazz at Benito's. And Binion's famous steaks, of course. Then for that special evening, elegant cuisine and a spectacular view, the Sky Room. The special dining tradition of Binion's Horseshoe, where value, service, and good taste are served with every meal.
Watch a special presentation of 30-something tonight at 11:30 on Channel 13.
This is the L.A. Gear College Basketball Report. L.A. Gear, unstoppable in high-performance athletic footwear. From our studios in New York, John Saunders.
Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to our ABC College Basketball Studios in New York. A reminder, what a great Saturday of college basketball we have for you next week. We'll start at 1:30 Eastern Time with the duel in the desert, Georgetown and Ohio State. Then at 3:30, bonus coverage. All of you will see LSU at Illinois tip it off. Most of you will leave that game and go back to the duel in the desert at 4 o'clock, UNLV and Florida State. Now, the day features some of the best first-year players in the country. Deion Thomas at Illinois, first year on the court, and Georgetown starts 3 freshmen. It's a terrific year for freshmen of impact. Take a look at Kentucky's Jamal Mashburn. He may be the best freshman in the SEC. Eric Montross is one of 5 freshmen playing for Dean Smith at North Carolina. Bob Knight waited 5 years for Damon Bailey's freshman year at Indiana. And Duke's Grant Hill, the son of former NFL star Calvin Hill, may be the best of the bunch. Joining us now is Beth Ruyak. And Beth, you're going to get some argument as to who is the best, but certainly no argument as to who is the tallest, and he's 7'6".
And his name is Sean Bradley. And John, the measurements and the growth tests indicate that he is just about done growing. But after meeting Shaquille O'Neal last week, who is a mere 7'1", we decided that we needed a way off the court to convey what this height is really like. So this week, we traveled to BYU in Provo, Utah.
So you think Ty Detmer is BYU's big man? Let us introduce you to BYU's truly big man, Sean Bradley. How does the world look when you're 7 feet 6 inches tall and you're always looking down on everything and everyone?
Well, I don't know. It's just something that I've deemed as normal. I mean, I really don't know how to explain it. It's just, you see, when you walk into a door, you see a doorway that comes about the bridge of your nose. When you look at people, you're looking pretty much down on the top of their heads. The most awkward stage of my life was when I was a year old, just learning to walk. And I don't remember this, but my mom would tell me that people would come up to her and say, well, I'm sorry for your son, you know, what's wrong with him?
And after a few minutes of conversation, they would realize that I was an awkward 1-year-old rather than a retarded 3-year-old.
By high school, Bradley had become a big star recruited by at least 105 colleges. But his Utah upbringing, riding rodeos, playing sports, and his Mormon lifestyle led him to BYU. And now when Sean Bradley talks about leaving school for the next 2 years for his church, Coach Roger Reed understands.
Sean's planning on going on a mission. That's not really good for BYU and our basketball team next year. But we understand that. We love that. We live with that. But I think that's going to be an advantage to Sean. Even though he will not play basketball for 2 years, the one thing that Sean needs is strength and maturity.
And yet Bradley has gleaned some of that already by watching Ty Detmer. They share the perspective of success and expectation. They are friends, and Bradley says he looks up to the Heisman winner he dwarfs.
If people thought of me the way I think of Ty, it was like, oh, big time compliment. And it is a big compliment even now to be mentioned in the same sentence with Ty.
There's a lot of pressure involved with him and his size, and you know, he's really a great athlete for as tall as he is, and I think he's surprised a lot of people so far.
As a missionary, Sean could be sent anywhere in the world, but he certainly will not be running basketball camps. We're told by the church that the missionaries have only one free day a week, and if they choose, a couple of those hours can be used for a game of hoops. John will be back with more scores right after this.
This has been the LA Gear College Basketball Report. LA Gear, unstoppable in high-performance athletic footwear.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike.
Fresh shoes, Joe. So I'm standing in the checkout line, and this really attractive woman sees I have Kellogg's Bran Flakes. And she says,
Buying that for your father?
come on, they taste terrific. That's why I eat Kellogg's Bran Flakes. It's a nutty, toasted wheat taste, and they're Kellogg's. So I turned to this woman. I looked her straight in the eye, and I said, yeah, they're for Dad. K-E-double-L-O double good. Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Toasted taste to you.
I was afraid to go to the doctor. I didn't want to hear that I might have an ulcer, but I just couldn't ignore my stomach. You can imagine how relieved I was when my doctor said Mylanta. He told me it wasn't an ulcer. It was indigestion. And indigestion like mine needed a strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Iron cologne for men.
Soggy first date, huh?
He's really funny, Linda.
Oh, you smell great.
Emerald. I got a raise.
You pay.
This is going too well.
You've been dating 6 months.
7.
Let's stay in tonight.
Linda, I think he's the one.
I'm Al Michaels on ABC's Monday Night Football. The San Francisco 49ers with a 12-1 record, the best in the NFL, take on the Los Angeles Rams, the only team to beat the 49ers this season. It's Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and the world champions against Jim Everett and the Rams, 9 Eastern.
Next year, Larry Johnson will do this for a living. In the meantime, he's after a second consecutive national championship. Takes it in, jams it down, 18 points. 9 rebounds in the first half. UNLV with the lead, 50-42 at the half. Well, Welcome. We'll get back to the second half of Michigan State UNLV in a moment. But first, let's check the scoreboard. And we start with an upset. UTEP at the Capitol Center beating Georgetown in the Hoyas 71-60. Johnny Melvin, 14 points. Henry Hall and Marlon Maxey with 12 apiece. UCLA, Jim Herrick has started 6-0. He's now tied it up. He's been down to DePaul most of this game. It's now 88 apiece in the second half. Western Michigan, no match for Indiana, 97-68. Bob Knight was ejected from this game. Calvert Cheney with 18 points, and the freshman Damon Bailey had 14. The Ohio State Buckeyes are a perfect 6-0, but they really haven't played anyone. 109-73. They'll play Georgetown next week, and you can see that here on ABC Sports. Tennessee, Chattanooga at Kentucky. The Wildcats a winner, 86-70. John Pelfrey with 17 points. The only loss for Kentucky this year at North Carolina, and they had that one and had most of the game. Georgia Tech and Temple. Kenny Anderson with 16 points in the first half. Georgia Tech with the lead by 2 at halftime. Princeton and Rutgers. The Rutgers down by Princeton, 58-45. The final. Kip Mueller, Sean Jackson, Matt Henson, 13 points apiece. And Florida a winner over Augusta, 82-43. Dwayne Davis with 17 points for the Gators. Derek Stewart, 18 for Augusta. In the Ivy League, Dartmouth down by Harvard, 90-75 was the final there. Stay with us. We'll get back to Keith and Dick in just a moment. UNLV and Michigan State after these messages and a word from your ABC stations. Stay with us.
Reggie, Lewis, roller coaster jam. Lewis, around the world jam. Reggie, reverse jam.
That's reverse jam.
That's Reggie, Lewis.
Billy has a girlfriend. Billy has a girlfriend. Rosie,
Napa, because there are no unimportant parts.
It seems that every time you turn around these days, another pain reliever with ibuprofen in it is comparing itself to Tylenol. But you know what they can't say? They can't say they're gentler than Tylenol, because they're not. Tylenol won't irritate your stomach the way ibuprofen sometimes can. That's a medical fact. And is it any wonder that today hospitals use Tylenol 14 times more than ibuprofen? Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
Saturday.
We're crime fighters.
From the creator of In Living Color.
What kind of cops are you guys?
3 over-the-hill friends are back on the beat. Hammer, Slammer, and Slade, Saturday. 3 beautiful women and 1 lucky devil.
Hocus pocus.
There'll be hell to pay when Jack Nicholson meets the Witches of Eastwick, Sunday.
There's another revolution going on in the Soviet Union, a sexual one. The Iron Curtain is up. See in with the Couple Report, Sex in the Soviet Union, Wednesday.
Straight from the ocean to the Frontier Hotel and Gambling Hall. The freshest fish in Las Vegas, served in an atmosphere reminiscent of a Caribbean hideaway. It's the St. Thomas Seafood Grotto. Every day's a new fresh catch menu, and it's only at the
Frontier, where Las Vegas plays.
You go first.
No, you.
Okay,
Okay, like, they're totally gross, and I hate the music.
Hate it.
I mean, they don't play Madonna.
They don't play Madonna.
Or Nikki's on the... Listen to
No,
him.
wait,
Comp 92.3, the rock of Las Vegas. It's not for everybody.
Contact 13 can help you. Tuesday and Thursday on Channel 13 News. Sees college basketball, brought to you by Today Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America.
A 50-42 ball game, UNLV leading by 8 at halftime. Some of you might be a little surprised at that. Frankly, I am. are you not? Well, a little bit. Not really the way they started emotionally. I think that what happened, UNLV got a big lead early there, and then all of a sudden when we seen Michigan State, they had that one little run at the end. They got to get better shots for Smith. I really believe when we see this game, as we look at the stats right now, shooting right now, field goal percentage, UNLV 58%, Michigan State 50. We don't really see the three-point shot playing a big, big factor here, and I thought we'd see more of that. They're within 8. I mean, right now, UNLV defensively, I thought, got them the 8-point lead. I think they got to find a way, Michigan State, to get Smith better shots. You can see the 3 players for UNLV dominating the scoring, Johnson, Augman, and Hunt. And nobody in double figures for Michigan State as yet. But the big people, Peplowski, Staginga, Judd was really yelling at Matt there for a while because it looked like Matt may have run out of gas. He got tired, and he was not able to give him any rest. Well, he's always yelling as we look at Judd Hiko right there. He's ranting and raving. I almost lost my train of thought, and I have to admit this. The Pistons owner came over here, and he showed me the rings, and he said, see what happened when we fired you? Mr. Oscar Feldman, and I lost my thought for a moment. He said, we did a smart thing for you, put you at the TV. I don't know that either. We're ready to go now with the second half of play, and it'll be UNLV ball in the red, Michigan State in the white. Talk about the post-halftime, the 4-minute segment being a big segment. It's important right now for Michigan State to get a spurt, to get some confidence they can hang with them. That's Larry Johnson. A little bit of force in that shot. It wouldn't go down for him. Michigan State comes out. Steve Smith is 21. He leaves the ball back for Mark Montgomery. Popowski is 54, the big guy at the top of the key. Stevens. Montgomery takes it to the baseline. Pass along the baseline. Slap loose. Long lead pass. Hunt runs it down. And Stevens hustles back to stop Hunt. The only guy in town that could have caught that one would have been Inch and Hunt. Yeah, I know. You ranted and raved to me yesterday about his speed. You watched him in practice. Augman gets a man up. Johnson, good hands. Got to catch the ball. Very important to catch the ball. Johnson does it as well as anybody in practice. And you catch a ball with your eyes as well as your hands. See, right now, Smith's got to really exert some energy to try and get free. He's locking on a box. He's making Anthony easy to play him. It's a good play by Montgomery. They left him some room, and the little guy took it right on in. Well, they cleared out the side. Isolation play. Got a little one-on-one for Montgomery. Peplowski matching up with his size on Johnson. Lead is only 6 right now for the Rebels. Augman got it, the 3. He has really improved his ability on the perimeter. His skills on the offensive end have improved immeasurably from when he started as a freshman at UNLV. Yeah, but you know, you work and you bust your chops, and you come down and you get a basket, and you get it down to 6, and then all of a sudden the guy comes cruising down being 3, and you're back down by 9. And then it makes this guy have to deliver, and he does. I'll tell you, I love him, Keith. He's going to be an NBA standout. Montgomery comes out to pick up Hunt. Anthony and takes it to the paint, goes on to under the Oh, that's Smith. A double dribble. And a double dribble is called, and the Rebels will turn it over. Michigan State's doing a good job, Judd Heathcote's team, making a 5-on-5 game. Look at Smith now. A little shake and bake, great first step. Now he's going to spin in the lane. So usually when you spin, somebody comes over and rotates and steps in front, but nobody rotated over. Smith bringing it up again. It's right now kind of a one-man gang for Michigan State, and they handle the ball poorly again. That's a no-no. There's no reason for a turnover in that situation. Judd Heathcote had a great line. He said, Vitale, if you can write a book and it does well, I'm going to write a book, and it's going to be called Magic and Tragic, and I'll let you figure out who's tragic. Bounce pass inside for Johnson. Shot is blocked by Popowski, and here comes Michigan State. Montgomery all the way. Great step. Back to 5 points. That's the closest they've been in a long time. Oh, there's a push-off right there. Definitely Stacey Augman. That's 3 on Augman. Jerry getting a timeout. UNLV. Good timeout by Jerry Tarkanian. Excellent call. They're whooping it up at the Palace in Michigan.
These people are about to become winners during Chevrolet Geo wintertime.
Sir, what is the best-selling line of cars and which trucks are more people switching to? Starts with C.
Chevy.
Brilliant. You can win with cashback or low financing. Miss, who has the most fuel-efficient line of cars and trucks in America?
I know this.
Getting to know you.
Gee, oh.
Yes, Geo, you can win with a first-time buyer bonus.
I knew that.
You too can be a winner during winter time at your Chevy Geo dealer.
Dean Witter believed in listening.
Listen, not only to what our clients say, but what they mean. Each client has a level of comfort. Endeavor to find it. We measure success one investor at a time.
What a feeling, feeling fresh.
Introducing Fix-It Fresh with a crisp, clean feeling and a stronger hold than any other cream adhesive. A fresh new feeling and stronger hold are two new reasons to fix it and forget it.
This is how easy it is to collate a mailing on an IBM laser printer. And how easy is it to collate with our major competitor? Probably now isn't the best time to ask. IBM laser printers. Suddenly, nothing else measures up.
Freedom, freedom.
Lady Stetson.
Independence.
A declaration of independence. Wear it.
Talented athletes.
I really did not want to be on the earth again.
A destructive disease. Athletes and addiction. Tomorrow on ABC Sports.
There's your score at 17-18 to play in the ball game. Michigan State hanging right on to the coattail of the defending national champion. Your turnover at this particular point, pretty even. Steiginger, number 35, handling the ball out in front. Mike Popowski, the big guy, goes inside. That pass is into Smith. Steve Smith. Montgomery's been a key man for him. Ball is deflected and blocked. Steiginger follows it and scores it. He shows some really solid athletic ability to come up with a loose ball. Against the zone trap defense, they like to rotate Smith to the foul line.
Only a 3-point difference, and Michigan State has the ball. If they come down and get the lead, look out. Oh, my goodness.
Just silly turnovers,
Yep,
Steve. Really
that's right.
silly
He just threw
turnovers.
that thing into the upper deck. Lost control of it completely. Judd is virtually apoplectic.
They need a big win somehow, Michigan State, for confidence. Losing to Bowling Green, losing to Nebraska.
Hunt inside to Johnson. And Big Mike fouls him. That will be 3 personal fouls on Popowski, and Stevens also has 3. Georgetown, Ohio State starts it next Saturday. That'll be at 1:30 Eastern Time, and then UNLV will meet Florida State at 4 Eastern Time. And there'll be some regional coverage of LSU and Illinois.
Who could ever forget last week, Shaquille O'Neal, the Deaf Dome. Those fans played a big, big part in that win of LSU over Arizona. This is that free throw. I was teasing Tarkanian before the game. I don't know your feelings. I said, this is not really a great home court advantage. He said, come on, Dick. And I'm going to tell you why. 3 reasons. Number 1, this is not a comfort zone shooting the ball for the Michigan State kids. They don't play here. Number 2, not sleeping in the same bed. And number 3, you'd like to have really a situation where you can have the fans going bananas. This is a mini home court advantage, not really a big home court advantage.
54-50, 4-point lead for UNLV.
He's trying to take him into a trap out of a zone.
Up high to spoil the attempted lob is George Acko.
Last 3 possessions, they haven't played the kind of basketball that Judd Heathcote teaches. The high percentage shot. They really run so many good patterns. The structure, basically.
Smith to the basket. He has 13 points.
He loves it when the game is on the line.
2-point margin.
If they can stay close going to the last 4 minutes, he can be a hero.
He scored the last 9 points in that 65-63 win at Cincinnati. Larry Johnson dancing traveled off the drive.
And look at the emotion of Peplowski. Look at the big fella. Says, we can beat them now. The fans say we can beat them. I mean, everybody's been sitting here waiting for Blowout City. In fact, yours truly, I got all kinds of stories here ready to use. Throw them away. Look at Clark chewing a towel. See, they're zoning right now. They're zoning. wrong. They rotated to a zone, and Smith stepped right in the gap of it.
Anthony has been quiet today. Hunt relatively quiet, too, for him. Johnson inside has been the horse. He had 18 at halftime. Won't go down. Rebound, striking guy.
Denger's giving him some solid basketball now. They're making it a 5-on-5 game, and they're neutralizing the running game of UNLV. See, right now they're in the zone. You're not seeing that pressure man-to-man defense. 2-3 setup, trying to get into a trap. They like to slide Steve Smith into that foul line area.
Inside, Popowski.
He looks smooth right there, the big fella. He's a very emotional player.
It's tied at 54. And the crowd is back.
UNLV a little passive right now offensively.
Altman, no. Hackles tried, Johnson got it.
Good offensive rebound by Larry Johnson.
This is his time now. It's crunch time, and he'll step up.
Well, it's Smith time or Johnson time. Only problem is Johnson has a little bit more help. Oh, that's a sloppy pass.
They're lucky.
Picked up his dribble. That's a no-no. See, Smith's got to find an opening in that defense and come to the basketball. He's running away from it. There it is. He's got to look for the basketball. Step up in a gap on a wing.
Inside, striking guy.
I like this.
Spartans tied again.
I like him. He's got good basketball skills.
Can't get it on a three-point try.
That's a charge. That's a charge.
Call against Montgomery.
Great defensive play by Greg Anthony. Beats Montgomery to the spot.
That's 3 fouls on Montgomery.
Judd Heathcote says no, no, no. Many people say the toughest call to make, the block or the charge. Defensive player must have 2 feet planted. It must be there. No doubt about it. Excellent call.
Stevens, Popowski, Montgomery, all 3 personal.
Larry Johnson goes to the perimeter and he knocks down a 3.
Yeah.
Versatility. That's what makes him special. And he would have been the #1 pick ahead of Derek Coleman, I really believe, had he come out last year. I'm happy he stayed in school.
Just leave him out in front of the bus. He'll get his $20 million.
$20 million. That's unbelievable. Wow, that's in your class, KJ, not mine.
That's a foul call on Anderson Hunt. And Greg Anthony chomping away at his mouthpiece. Greg, remember, is the guy that had the jaw broken and then fell down during the tournament and cut his chin. And a technical foul called on Anthony.
See, that's really
talking.
That's really a no-no for a defending national championship basketball team. They can't lose their poise. You very rarely see a technical called on Jerry Tarkanian on the sideline. Look at Anthony saying, I'm just talking to him, and he's going to slap a T on me.
That's the second technical in the game on UNLV. The other one was on Larry Johnson. Stangiga at the line.
Highly recruited out of high school, out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. He was going to go to North Carolina, said no to North Carolina, and stayed home with a good class, headed by Stangiga and also with Peplowski.
Cheryl Miller now.
Coach for the Detroit Pistons, and with me is also Billy Cunningham. He's over here enjoying the game. You guys, so far, it looked like UNLV was going to run away with this game, but they've come back. Michigan State has come back and played extremely well.
I think everyone's a little surprised because of the start Michigan State has had this year. But Judd Heathcote has his club really playing well right now.
What do you think of Steve Smith so far?
Oh, I think he's going to be a great pro. He has the ability to play 2-3 positions on the court, so there's a lot of NBA people looking at him today.
Chuck, you really got to love the talent of Vegas. How do you think they're playing so far?
Well, they've got, there's got to be 6 first-rounders out here at least. They're a very talented club, but when they went to the zone, they're providing some pretty good shots for Michigan State. Got the lead right now. Heck of a basketball game.
All right, let's go back to you, Keith.
Michigan State's last lead was 8-6 at 16-12 of the first half. Larry Johnson sweeps that off the board.
Hickman with that shot inside. Those 2 guys worked together. Chuck Daly was an assistant to Billy Cunningham for years. 2 class guys. You gave him his first chance as a pro coach. Cunningham gave Chuck Daly Philadelphia 76.
Johnson inside. Blocked from behind by Stockinga, but goes right back to the board with it.
I like the intelligence of the UNLV team. They need a big basket. They go to the low post, and they go to the strongest man in the box in the game, Larry Johnson.
He's got 26 points. We've got 12 and a half minutes to play in a ball game, and it is 61-60 UNLV.
And what's really been a key with Michigan State hanging in the game is the fact that UNLV is not getting the transition layup.
They try to bounce it inside, can't do it, but it is saved by Hickman, who had 4 big points and 4 big rebounds in the first half. That won't go down. Johnson sweeps it out of there. Hunt runs it.
Oh, that's an offensive foul. They get a block ball.
Call the block.
I thought he used his left arm, Keith.
Did.
I thought he used his left arm to try and get free for the offensive lane.
We saw that all day last Saturday.
Take a look. Watch his left hand now. Watch his left hand. Oh, I think he definitely Duke Edsel. Right on that left hand.
I guess maybe they're just going to let him do it. The game has gotten to the point where it had become a parade to the foul line. Maybe the officials have collectively or somebody has said, hey, we can't let it become a parade. Let's play.
Montgomery on the sideline. They could really miss that little guy.
Anthony. Oh, yeah. Got a bounce.
Anthony stepped right into the gap of that defense. Big hole on top. Steps in, shoots the 3. They're back in there, rotate into their man-to-man defense.
4-point lead for UNLV.
They run that little weave, and then they switch on it. That's an excellent coaching move to switch on that little weave.
Wyszynski. Checked by Anthony.
He's mugging right there. He's mugging Steve
That's a
Smith.
foul on Hunt.
They're trying too much. Hunt's trying too much. I know he's in Detroit. I know he's in the Palace, rather, in Auburn Hills, where the biggest crime baby in the history of the game plays, Phil Lampier.
The last time we had a lot of conversation, there was a tee call, but this time, so far, no tee.
I was afraid to go to the doctor. I didn't want to hear that I might have an ulcer, but I just couldn't ignore my stomach. You can imagine how relieved I was when my doctor said Mylanta. He told me it wasn't an ulcer. It was indigestion. And indigestion like mine needed a strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
They say the one on top has all the power. Which could be why more truck owners switched to Chevy last year than to any other truck. The top standard horsepower and the top available horsepower. Our 454 SS helped make Chevrolet America's favorite half-ton pickup. For power at the top, more people are winning with. The heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
There are 2 kinds of gift givers at Christmas. The ones that give shirts and ties.
And the ones that shop at Radio Shack, where this stereo music system with dual cassette players is only $149.95. And here's the perfect speaker for my nephew's apartment, just $39.95.
The girls will love this phone, only $14.88. And this dual-powered calculator, $8.88. I think he'll like it more than a tie.
The Christmas electronics sale, only at Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping.
Welcome back. A pesky Michigan State team is trying to give the Rebels all they can handle. They're trailing by 4 points, 64-60. And as you can see, the signs around have comic relief, and it's worth a very worthy cause to raise a lot of money for the homeless. And with me is Dave Coulier, who you've also seen on the ABC TV hit series Full House, and if not that, America's Funniest People. And Dave, this game is more about really giving.
It's great. Yeah, it's great to be back here. This is my home state, and I'm from Detroit originally. And we raised $150,000 today for the homeless, and it's just great that people are coming out to support.
Well, this seems to be basically a series now of trying to raise money for comic relief.
Yeah, if we can get out to events like this and get the word out to people that were involved with the NBA and basketball, and comic relief, putting all those 3 together, if we can get people out to support us, hey, God bless you.
All right, Dave, well, it's a worthy cause, especially this time of the year. Let's go back to you, Keaton Dave.
All right, Stevens handles the ball out in front for Michigan State. They're down by 4 at 11:15 to go. Smith's shot is redirected by George Ackles.
He does a great job of that, Mr. Ackles. He's a shot blocker.
Hunt stays quiet in the second half. They've handled him.
There's the versatility of Smith showing his rebounding ability. Went to Pershing High School in Detroit. Home of Spencer Haywood, Ralph Simpson, Kevin Willis. Don't want the ball in that corner.
That stacking won't go down. And on the rebound try, foul Stevens.
Jerry Tarkanian rotating from the man-to-man into a half-court zone trap defense.
Dwayne Stevens has 4 fouls now, Dick. Mark Montgomery has 4, so the Spartans are getting in foul trouble.
Well, they can rotate Stevens and Parrish Hickman, but they really can't afford to lose Montgomery.
Anthony and Hunt out in front. Inside with the big guy, Johnson.
Good ball reversal.
Now you finally get a whistle in there.
Nick Paparo calls it on Hickman, trying to check Johnson down in the boxes.
10 minutes and 36 seconds to play in the ball game, 64-60. And going to the free throw line, Anderson Hunt. And I have some very sad news. Just passed on by our producer, Kim Belton. Ralph Floyd has passed away.
Oh, wow.
The athletic director at Indiana University.
Beautiful man.
Behind over the head, behind the pack. Stacey Augman broke 3 and drops it through.
Ralph was one beautiful man. We certainly send our sympathies to the Floyd family. He was the creator of that Hoosier classic.
Lost his wife a few years ago, and now he's gone. Hey, listen. Anthony brings it down. Again, that is partially deflected from behind by Steve Smith. Spartans are fighting, clawing, and scratching. They trail by 6. They turn it over.
Give it back to the trailer. Give it back to the trailer. There he is.
Oh, Johnson missed it.
Smart play going to the trailer. Look at the big hug around him. But he missed it because of the deep. Look at him. He says he loves him. I love you. Don't worry about it. They have such love for one another. It's so beautiful to see. Playing together. He knows he's trailing. Hunt says, look, I'm going to get it to you. But that was a good defensive play just to break up his angle to the basket.
Stagenga is hit with a foul, wasn't he? Or was it? No, it was Wyszynski who got whistled for. Chris Wyszynski.
Not long ago, one of the first Lumina sedans was bought by a family of 5. They said they liked the gas mileage, all the room it had, and they liked the price. Since then, the Lumina sedan has quickly become the best-selling new car name in America. Apparently, a lot of people are winning with
the heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
America's watching ABC.
Sir, this is one of the few businesses that doesn't advertise in the GTE Everything pages. Why is that?
Well, this is Arnold's rug, not rugs, rug. I only have the one rug, and this is it.
But
if I advertise in the book people use, they'll be in here looking at my rug. Someone might even buy my rug. There'd no longer be an Arnold's rug.
Businesses that want to be successful advertise in the GTE Everything pages. Those that don't.
Whether you're exploring the great outdoors or shopping in the city, the new 1991 Explorer will get you there in style and comfort. Enough room for the soccer team or the bridge club. And the Explorer was named 4x4 of the year. For a sporty, economical new car, try the all-new, not just improved 1991 Escort. A new era in Ford automotive design. Economy and value make Ford Escort the small car price leader. The 1991 Explorers and Escorts are here today and priced to sell at Gaudin Ford and Import Center, 2121 East Sahara, Near Eastern.
Join us for all your news, weather, and sports on Channel 13.
The ball game is on the line right here, as far as Michigan State is concerned. UNLV has rattled off 7 consecutive points. They lead by 6 now, and they have the ball, and they lead by 9.
That's a great call during a timeout. Go to the #1 option, slides through, gets the open basket. Peplowski lets him get great inside baseline position.
8-point lead, a 9-0 run.
This is a big possession. They have to score right here.
Smith inside, got it.
Well, that's a great choice. Now you go to the All-American, and he proves he's an All-American. He wants to rock when the game is on the line.
And that pass came from Montgomery, who's back in in the game, playing with 4 personal fouls. So that's a weak defensive spot for Michigan State.
Well, they should attack him right now with Anderson Hunt. They're going to, right here. He should drive right at him.
They go inside to Johnson, and Johnson is fouled by Popowski. Popowski picks up his 4th personal foul.
Steve Smith trying to post inside number 21. They're mugging him. He gets the great angle inside. They got 2 people surround him. He just jams it. He was not heavily recruited. He almost went to Missouri. A lot of kids from Detroit headed to Missouri. Doug Smith is up there. They had a guy by the name of Lee Coward several years ago.
They got so many down in Detroit. They go to a lot of places.
I'll tell you, when I was coaching there, I wouldn't let the great ones out of that city. I'd lock them up, and I'd keep all the coaches out of the airport.
1-1 for Johnson. Missed it. Missed the top end.
I just don't like
rebounds it.
I just don't like that hesitation in that delivery of that shot, Keith.
Well, he knocked down the first 5. So.
Hey, it just seems to me he'd be a much better shooter with a smoother release.
Montgomery got in trouble. Ball deflected out of bounds.
See,
turned over.
He's a little bit angry at Stegenga. Steigenga, some say Stegenga. Judd Heathcote told us Stegenga. I go with the... Judd told me it's Stegenga.
Matt told me it's Steigenga.
Well,
there you go.
We should go by Matt. Show him.
You heard him. You heard what he said yesterday. The family uses the...
His coach said, you just know your name's Matt. You don't even know your name.
Johnson puts it up. Boom.
What versatility. Multi-dimensional Larry Johnson.
31 points. 31.
He goes on a perimeter.
31. 71-62 now. Still not at the blow it open point yet.
Michigan State has a tough time getting easy baskets. They get very few easy transition baskets.
Good pass along the baseline.
See what a Kirk Mans last year. He would knock down the 3 from the perimeter.
Big Mike. Can't get it. Oh, look at this. And Smith missed it. And the rebound of the Rebels.
Smith got a little bit too casual. Outscored him. Look at
Johnson, 33 points.
I'd get a little TO right here, Judd.
11-point lead all of a sudden. Smith against Anthony.
See, when they got to bring the ball up the court, crunch time, they put it in Smith's hands. They want to run that little weave. See, there's the little weave, and there's the switch. They jump switch on that weave.
Inside Poplawski.
Great look by Smith. I think Poplawski can be really a solid player.
Anthony, no. Over the back, Ackles foul.
Right now, Jerry doesn't have a whole lot of maneuverability from his bench because they're not a deep team. They'll get 2 players in December, the latter part of December, when they get Elmore Spencer and they get the big guy Love.
Well, we should see Spencer next Saturday. He'll be back, I think, Wednesday, but can't play until Saturday.
You know what Jerry told me today on the phone? I couldn't believe this. He said, Dick, you are not going to believe it. I have never seen Elmore Spencer take 1 shot in his life. I've never seen him play because he's been unable to practice with us.
I've seen him. I saw him at the University of Georgia. He's pretty good.
Big, strong player. I saw him in high school. I called him a Bob Lanier kind of player. There's that 5-second violation with their defense. Look at Smith right now working out in the paint. There he is on the outside. Now look, there's the dump down inside to Poplawski. Good look by Smith, getting that good 45-degree angle. He's got those long arms.
Las Vegas defense giving the offense the ball here as Anthony pumps it up. Won't go for 3. Johnson pursues to the corner. Thrown away by Poplawski. And Rebels control the rebound with Augman.
That's the great athletic ability to get the offensive rebound.
Johnson's 3-pointer won't go down.
Look at this. Can't give him 3 shots.
Can't do it. That's Augman.
There's the diagonal pass right over the top of the defense. They picked it up a notch, Keith.
Yep, 75-64 at 6:28 to play in the ball game.
This is a big-time player you're watching here, people. That's an NBA player.
Hooks his pass over to Montgomery. Won't go over the top.
I don't want to beat a point, but basically right there, as we look at Judd Heathcote, that pass by Mr. Smith to last year would have been to Mans. That would have been an automatic 3. Look at these points. 33 points, 14 rebounds, a career high.
Well, they just haven't been able to handle him inside. He weighs about 248, 250 pounds, I guess, and he's been on weights this summer. He's bulked up some. He's strong. He's a tough guy.
And he takes high percentage shots. Doesn't take bad shots.
That won't go down for Stacey Altman, but he comes back.
They got to lead the nation in hugs as well. They give more hugs to one another. Constantly, their arms around each other. They love one another. Look at these hugs. Look at these hugs. They said, we're in love. Look at us. We're in love. We're a team on a mission.
Altman now with 19 points and Hickman with his second personal foul. And Monday night on ABC Sports, the NFC West Division rivals get after each other. The San Francisco 49ers, top team in the NFL, going against the Los Angeles Rams. Live coverage 9 Eastern, ABC's Monday Night Football.
Well, I hate to read that John Robinson's jobs really might be on the line. He's one of the great coaches in football.
Oh, it is not. That might just be. Here's a lob inside. Good pass for Steve Smith. And all of a sudden, they chopped that 13-point Las Vegas lead back to 11. But that's a lot for the Rebels. The ball stolen by Stackinga. Anthony comes down. Oh! Misses, trying to jam it. Anthony covers it, gives it to Hunt. If this goes down, good night.
5-point turnaround. That's a 5-point turnaround.
Swing. Yep.
What a turnaround. Got the open jam, and they come back down and knock down the 3.
Good night. 80 to 66 now. Smith quickly. Nope. Ball slapped out of there, and they'll call a foul on Anthony.
Look at Anthony. He wants a bow to grow. I was teasing before about Bill Laimbeer. Certainly, I'm going to have my all-Bill Laimbeer team, my all-crybaby team. Guys that cry and moan, never commit a foul. There's Smith. He forces down. That's Brick City, USA. That's like my jump shot. He says, I got all ball. Looked like ball. He did.
15 But with our eyes, my men.
I don't know about your eyes, my eyes. My eye.
Stevens on the line. Good.
Does he get ball? We watch the ball come up. Here's the long rebound. Now you watch. Here comes Anthony. Ooh, I thought no foul there.
Stackinga, no, slapped out of there. They beg goaltending, don't get it. Spartans outfight them. Stevens with a super effort. Stackinga takes it in, it won't go down.
Stackinga really struggling right here in the last 2 minutes. Steve Smith right now, it's one-dimensional offensively when you look at the Michigan State team. He says, I need a little help. Come on, guys, help me out.
Well, they're playing a heck of a ball game, I think. Smith slapped out of there.
I would count that.
They won't count it, but Hickman gets it back.
That's a goaltending. They missed the goaltending.
And there's a technical foul called on Judd Heathcote.
Judd is one of the fierce competitors in college basketball on that sideline. I thought he got that ball on its downward flight. Let's see if we get a better look right here.
Can't tell from that angle.
Oh, really close. Might have been a good call by the official. Did he get it on its upward? Did he get it at its apex?
Can't tell from that angle.
You know, I get worried for Judd, and I know I battled the stomach problem when I was coaching, but Judd had a heart attack, and the emotion in his game. Take a look right here. I thought it was goaltending.
I did too. 80 to 67 now. Nevada, Las Vegas leading Michigan State.
Judd pours out every bit of emotion on that sideline.
Anthony off the technical foul, making the free throw.
I'll tell you one thing, it hasn't been Cupcake City for Judd Heathcote. He's went out and played some people. I mean, you go on a road to Nebraska, that's certainly not an automatic, and they lost there on the road to Cincinnati. Look at Larry Johnson's coming to us. What's he pointing to us about? What's he want to know?
He's having a big day.
He wants to use the monitor? He says, say hello to his mom. Everybody wants a little PR. They don't want that TV tube. I don't think he has to worry about PR. No. He's going to own the television station.
Michigan State now, they just all of a sudden have sagged a little bit.
Well, see, right now, a little fatigue could have set in as well. They're not a deep basketball team. These athletes keep clawing and scratching, like he said, coming at you. What I liked about UNLV were excellent timeouts by Carcanian. And we watched them drive down the lane. An intelligent play. When they got in trouble, they went to their horse.
And they burned the clock. They burned the clock and got the basket.
Be a very tough team to beat.
83-67, and it's still that way. As Augman is a mile high to get the rebound.
And the Big West is an improved conference. Jerry Pym does a great job at California, Santa Barbara, New Mexico.
You know what Jerry said yesterday? He thought New Mexico State was going to be a lot of trouble in conference.
They lost
really good.
They lost to New Mexico, but that was at New Mexico. They're going to kill some time, play with some discipline.
Zip up your pockets and take your own ball when you go to Las Cruces. It's hard.
Tough place to win at. It's not too easy down in Albuquerque in the WAC conference either.
Has a whistle and a foul. It'll go on Hickman. Next Saturday, starting at 1:30 Eastern Time, the Georgetown Hoyas against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Georgetown lost today. Ohio State won, but they really haven't played anybody yet.
Oh, you're being kind. It's been a Jim Boeheim Cupcake Classic schedule for Mr. Randy Ayers. They've had 7 in a row. Hey, Shaquille goes against the Fighting Illini. Lou Do himself, Lou Henson.
Yeah, but Lou hasn't got the people to play Shaquille.
Well, at home, it could be trouble, especially if you get Shaquille in trouble. But, you know, getting back to Ohio State, I really think pure talent. Ohio State probably is the most talented team with Jimmy Jackson, but they haven't had a true evaluation yet. When you look at the Big Ten, I would think Indiana and Ohio State. With Michigan State, once they get a little confidence, I really believe those 3 are going to be at the head of the class in the Big Ten.
After hitting the first 5, Larry Johnson's got a lid on that thing at the free throw line.
I don't like that way he releases it. I'm going to tell him, I don't like that way. He's going to say, Dick, are you kidding? You're going to tell me?
Hickman takes it in the paint, drops it in.
I think Hickman's got to get more playing time. I like his quickness to the basket. So easy to coach these teams when you sit in the sideline. Look at this. Technical foul right now. Michigan State with 5. UNLV with 1. See, they're going to open up the court, try to go one-on-one right now.
Augman, good pass to Johnson.
That's the one-on-one ability of Stacey Augman. The great coaching maneuvers, spread the court, use their one-on-one ability, and it creates the opening for Larry Johnson.
He has 35. Career high for Larry Johnson.
You know what's so impressive, Keith? They did not play super basketball here today, UNLV, and they still win going away.
Stevens controls it. Hard, quick pass to the baseline. It's knocked out of bounds by Larry Johnson, so Michigan State will keep it. Well, they've only played 2 ball games, and both on the road. But they go home now, and they'll have to be a little patient Wednesday against Princeton.
Come on along, I'll take you to the lullaby of Broadway. The hickory and ballyhoo.
The lullaby of Broadway.
And in the center of it all
is the Milford Plaza.
Stay at the Milford Plaza Hotel with cocktail dinner and breakfast for $49.50 per person. Discover why we are the lullaby of Broadway.
The Milford Plaza is the lullaby of all Broadway.
These people are about to become winners during Chevrolet Geo wintertime.
Sir, what is the best-selling line of cars and which trucks are more people switching to? Starts with C. Chevy. Brilliant. You can win with cashback or low financing.
Miss, who has the most fuel-efficient line of cars and trucks in America?
I know this.
Getting to know you.
Geo.
Yes, Geo, you can win with a first-time buyer bonus.
I knew that.
You too can be a winner during wintertime at your Chevy Geo dealer.
Only one antiperspirant in the world helps keep you so dry with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. Only one deodorant in the world has so many odor-fighting ingredients with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. There's only one Old Spice.
This Christmas, give the gift of total excitement. Fasten your seatbelt. Give Total Recall on video cassette. Catch. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Total Recall, now on video cassette.
The big guns head west for the duel in the desert. Alonzo Mourning leads Georgetown against the Buckeyes from Ohio State next Saturday on ABC's College Basketball.
85-69, UNLV leading here at the Palace. David Rice on the bench, one of the reserves for Nevada, Las Vegas. He's a senior. He finished third in the Rose Scholar competition in the state of Nevada. Third. His grade point, 3.96. David Rice.
Someone said this last semester at a 4.0 as we watched the drive down the lane. And you know what they're proud of at UNLV is the fact, their image has been so tarnished about the fact that players in the past weren't graduating. All 6 players they expect to graduate by the end of the summer, headed by this young man right here. All the 6 seniors.
Zulop, that foul, and team fouls now. Michigan State, that's 10. And UNLV, 5. 85-71, the Rebels have the lead.
Well, we made our mind we weren't going to harp on all the legal aspects and everything about it. It's been so documented. Yeah, I am too. I'll tell you the truth. Let them just play basketball now. But I'll tell you, they have suffered immeasurably when you think about the future, because next year they can't play on TV, they can't play in a tournament, and they've really been hurting the recruiting. And they lost Farmer and O'Bannon.
Yeah, they got one freshman on the team, H. Wallman.
Yeah, they lost and they lost O'Bannon and Tarver. Programs wait a lifetime to recruit players of that quality. We certainly wish a speedy recovery, by the way, to Ed O'Bannon, who had knee surgery a month or 2 ago down there at UCLA.
Bad. Really bad.
He's such a talent.
He may not be back in a year.
Wow, I'd hate to hear that, Keith. He's such a beautiful guy, great family.
It's going to be a test of will for him. There's no question about it. Michigan State's Hickman handling the ball. He takes it in there into the traffic, but it's slammed out.
Ackles gives him a new dimension, a shot blocker.
What a pass.
That's UNLV. See, that's their running game. That's the Express. That's the Rebel Express. Blow it out. The lights will be on next week when we're down against Florida State.
And this one has been decided now, folks. It's 88-71. And he goes past Claire B., the great one of Rhode Island, in winning percentage today with this victory. It's 88-71 at 1:19 to play in the game.
I wonder if anybody can catch that 875 by Adolph Rupp.
We look at how. Do you?
Well, maybe Bobby Knight. I mean, he's only 50 years of age. If he wants to coach 20 more years, he's over 500. He probably has a shot. And Dean Smith, an outside chance, depending on how long he stays.
I think Bob's a thrifty fellow. He'll save his money and go fishing one of these days.
Go fishing and hunting. He's got a great player in Calvert Cheney. Look at Larry Johnson, that great smile. What a beautiful guy he is. I tell you, I just love talking to him. He's such a class act. I mean, when you talk about loyalty in the 1990s, so many youngsters, it's me, only care about myself. These kids really demonstrated truly tremendous loyalty to that university because they could have escaped.
Well, you figure that Augman and Johnson, those two in particular, could have gone for some big bucks.
Well, they could have went to the NBA, but also, Keith, when the NCAA placed those sanctions on them that they couldn't play in a tournament, they had the options to transfer anywhere they wanted and be eligible immediately. And they said, no way.
This is Gray, and Everett rolls one in.
Too much athletic ability, too much quickness, too many athletes, and the defensive pressure really won this game.
Steve Smith is fouled. H. Wallman is back in the game. His number is 31. And
he's a heck of a passer.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's out of Clark High School in Las Vegas, but his name, his given name is H.
His H, yeah.
His granddaddy and his pappy were named Herbert. Mama didn't like him, so she just called him H, and that's it.
He'll be the starting point guard next year, along with Anderson Hunt. Elmer Spencer will be in the middle. Everett Gray. They won't be a typical great UNLV team, but I believe Tarkanian. You hear so many rumors he may leave the NBA. I think, first of all, we're looking at a guy 61 years of age almost, and number two, at a guy who really wants to prove again. I really believe this after this year, that he's going to want to get it back on top again, and they can get healthy quickly because he has such an unbelievable relationship with athletes who help him recruit.
Big round for Steve Smith as he leaves the ball game as we go inside a minute now, and reserves are going to clean it up here. And it's just a matter now of the final score. Pass goes inside for Joyce, and he's another big, as you call him, wide body. And will play a lot. Gray gets his 7th point of the ball game.
I'm surprised we didn't see Travis Bice earlier in the game. Three-point shooter.
Travis has needed him, really. I mean, it's been a I guess Jerry never really had the feeling that they were in serious trouble. They never had to rely totally on an outside shooting game.
Yeah, he's a designated three-point shooter. Played in
Simi Valley.
Played with high school with Don McLean at UCLA.
Beauty from outside. That's Wallman's first basket of the day. Just came in. It's a three-pointer. And it's 95-75. Just a matter of the final count.
He really played well, Wallman, in his Dapper Dan last year. I did the Sonny Vaccaro Dapper Dan game featuring a lot of the great high school players. He's going to be a good player at UNLV. Wide open, but he's not going to get that off in air.
Hickman tries to dribble it, and they eat him up, and your final score, 95-75.
Look at him smiling. You know what he's probably telling Judd? You should have brought out the Detroit Pistons. They've lost 6 out of 7. Let them try to test us on this floor right now. Win by 20. Look at Judd. He walks right by. Not mad at Jerry. Just frustrated with the way his team has played.
So the running Rebels look like they're going to be all right this season, winning 95-75 over Michigan State. And here's John Saunders.
Thanks a lot, guys, and welcome back to our ABC College Basketball Studios in New York. UNLV a winner 95-75. We're going to check some scores before we finish up today. We'll start in the National Football League. The Buffalo Bills beating the New York Giants 17-13 is the final. The Giants dropped to 11-3, their third loss in their last 4 games. And this one was a tough one for Bill Parcells, who spent a couple of days in the hospital. Thurman Thomas with a 2-yard run punches it in for Buffalo. But Jim Kelly